What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
And welcome everybody to Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And Peliculas with the Bros is a show where me and my brother Ivan discuss a movie. Every week we discuss a new movie. Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
Amsterdam.
But before we get into that, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As I said, this is a podcast. Every week we put out a new podcast, a new show on YouTube, on all podcast platforms. So if you like podcasts or if you like shows about movies, two guys talking about movies, two guys critiquing movies, going really nitty gritty, and sometimes intersplicing it with some of their own humor, then you came to the right place, and hit that subscribe button if you know what's good for you. Okay. We're on all podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Deezer, SoundCloud. Anywhere you get your podcast, we should be there. So look us up. It goes with the bros. Enough of that. Ivan. Murder on the Beat, so it's not nice.
C note.
Ooh. Nice pull. Let's go back to the Second World War, Ivan, and discuss a graham cracker of a movie.
A graham cracker of a movie.
Right? You like that?
A graham cracker of a movie.
Do you think that's a better pull than your C note?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna use graham cracker.
Like, when he said it, I was like...
It just felt so right in my belly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
He's a graham cracker of a man.
And how he said it and who said it, it's like...
It's made for you.
Graham cracker of a sentence, if I've ever heard one.
Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, directed and written by the great David O. Russell. The premise of this movie: Bert Berenson is a doctor and a veteran of the First World War. He's a rather mischievous character who, when all is said and done, is a good man trying to help veterans like him live as close to a normal life as possible. Bert's old friend and fellow veteran, Harold Woodsman, asks him for help in solving a murder/potential assassination of their former commander. This entangles them in a web of conspiracy that also reunites them with their fellow best friend, Valerie Vose. The three try to untangle the lies set before them in this rambunctious thriller. With a cast of Christian Bale as Bert Berenson, Margaret Robbie as Valerie Vose, John David Washington as Harold Woodsman, Chris Rock as Milton King, your boy Ivan, Rami Malek as Tom Vose,
Graham cracker of an actor,
Anya Taylor-Joy as Libby Vose, Zoe Saldana as Irma St. Clair, Mike Myers, Ivan, as Paul Canterbury, Michael Shannon, Ivan, as Henry Norcus. It's not Michael Shannon, Ivan, right?
Right.
It's Michael Shannon, Ivan. Timothy Oliphant as Tara Milfax, Andrea Risborough as Beatrice Vanderhoovel, Taylor Swift as Elizabeth Meekins, and Ivan Robert De Niro as Gil Dillenbeck. The director, before we get into the movie, all that, let's talk about this director. This is the first time we've ever talked about David O. Russell. This is the first film I've seen of David O. Russell. His movies are as follows: Spanking the Monkey, Flirting with Disaster, Three Kings, I Heart Huckabees, The Fighter, never mind, I've seen 2 of his movies, Silver Lining Playbook, American Hustle, Accidental Love, Joy, and now this film, Amsterdam. How many have you seen? All 10. 0.
All
1. You saw this one, Amsterdam, right? You didn't watch it? Oh no, Ivan. Ivan, do you smell that though? You smell it? I smell a auteur. I smell an auteur, Ivan. Auteur alert. What's the auteur alert sound?
Wait.
Kind of generic, but kind of like very...
It's an alert, like, oh god.
Yeah.
There's an auteur here.
Oh god. Everyone, look down. Don't look at him in the eyes. Auteur alert. What do I mean by that? He writes and directs all his movies, basically. Except for like 1 or 2. He has a style.
Okay.
Elite ensemble cast every time. Which is interesting. Like, a director that when he gets a movie, he has the best of the best trying to be in the movie.
The most famous of the most famous.
Leo's never been in a film.
He's a smart guy.
Nolan has that kind of thing too, right? Like Nolan's able to get the best of the best.
I think his is more like these are super established actors, but it's not like they're Leo. They're not Christian Bale. They're not Brad Pitt, but they're still very established.
I think they're just like, I wouldn't say established. I would say like Academy Award winners, but not superstars.
Yeah.
But Bale is a kind of like he's like on a tier below superstar.
I think it's like intentional. Like he doesn't want to be.
Oh yeah.
He could if he wanted to.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, I'll just take acting and whatever I want.
He could probably be the best actor. He can take like all the roles.
Yeah.
But it's actually...
He has to work for the image, but he doesn't want to do that.
Correct.
Leo works for the image too.
Yeah. I think the thing with Leo though is like he worked so hard on it in the beginning, but now it's just like he already created the monster. He doesn't need to feed it anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, he always gets the best of the best actors. David O. Russell does. Comedic dramas, his films are usually, and the comedy is more. It's not like your boy Adam McKay. It's more like there's humor in everything type of thing.
Yeah.
Just like the quirky things that happen in a regular conversation, rather than like slapstick. And overall quirky vibes in his movies. And kind of actually I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say like slimy, but I think that's more I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Ivan, you haven't seen any of his movies except for Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You haven't seen The Fighter? I didn't know he directed The Fighter until I looked it up.
Tom Hardy?
No, Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark. And Christian Bale.
Oh.
Nominated for Academy Award in that role. Supporting actor. I think he won. Anyways, I haven't seen any of his movies after watching this. I do want to see more of them, and we'll get into why. Okay. Ivan, here at Peliculas with the Bros, we like to look at how the sausage was made. So, let's do it the simple way.
Vegan.
So, turn on the grinder.
Ka-chunk.
And put in every possible consumable item that humans can consume that is not meat.
Why not just beyond meat?
That's true.
Cut out a lot of work.
That's true. Ivan, turn off the grinder.
Ka-chunk.
Go buy some Impossible Meat. Bye. No, guys, sit down. Side note, Impossible Meat is really bad for you.
I don't care.
Are you an Impossible Meat guy?
I'm never gonna eat it.
Okay.
I don't care.
But isn't it bad for society to be like, do this, but
everything's bad for you. I feel like stress is like the worst thing ever, but like everyone's like, give me stress.
Shout out to Kanye.
Involves me.
How the sausage was made, Ivan. This movie started development in early 2020. Christian Bale, Margaret Robbie, and Michael B. Jordan were set to star in this film. What would you think of a film with David Washington out and Michael B. Jordan in?
I think Michael B. Jordan's a little more charismatic.
But does he have the depth?
Does John?
I said David, but yeah, it is John, right? Is it John David Washington?
I don't know.
Johnny Boy.
Junior. We'll call him Junior.
Junior.
Probably what he hates the most.
Yeah, he hates that, right? Poor guy. Anyways, other people considered Jennifer Lawrence and Jamie Foxx. So what do you think? I'm going to propose 3 hypotheticals. You have a Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, Michael B. Jordan film. You have a Christian Bale, Jennifer Lawrence, Jamie Foxx film. Or you have what we have now. Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and David Washington.
I feel like none of it really matters. Like, none of them would be like, oh, this would have elevated the movie.
Okay. We'll dig into that in a bit. the budget for this film has gone bananas because they wanted to film in Boston, but they couldn't or something, so they had to go to LA, and it's making the movie very hard to redeem after not being able to make too much money in the box office. But the story is based off a real life event inspired by The Business Plot, a 1933 political conspiracy in which wealthy American businessmen and bankers plotted a military coup d'etat to overthrow President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Good old Rosie. They planned to replace him with a fascist veteran organization headed by U.S. Marine Corps Major General Smedley. That's a great name. Smedley Butler.
Well, like smelly butt.
Butler revealed the plot in a testimony, just like they did in this movie, under oath to the U.S. House of Representatives, and that is who General Dylan Beck, Robert De Niro's character, is based on. Little side note, random trivia for this. Bale had to stop talking to Chris Rock on the set because he was too damn funny. And when he was acting, it would mess him up.
Okay.
I feel for him because I have a very bad... I have very bad control of like my laughter, especially when I have like a friend at work.
Mm-hmm.
It would be so hard. Like, especially acting. Imagine having that friend that's just like hilarious. I'm very bad at that.
I could do it.
You did?
Yep.
You did it before?
Yep.
What play?
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare is a author?
It was a play based on his life.
Oh, gotcha.
Very meta.
And who were you playing?
The man himself.
Shakespeare. They gave you that. What? Where'd you perform this?
Broadway.
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 That's how you say it.
Is that like
If you know, you know,
oh.
sort of thing.
Yeah, because I don't know. Ivan, I'm afraid to ask. What did you think of Amsterdam?
I remember I had one like after I watched it.
But like after you watch it, you're like, I know. I'm gonna
it's
lay a piping hot review on
a
this.
steaming, boiling hot poop on you.
Wow.
It's a tough one.
Wow.
There's a lot of like things I have to like
Yeah.
plop into the way I say it.
Like there's certain afflections to the G.
Yeah.
Certain down tempos to the O.
Yeah.
The D really needs to hit right.
Don't hold your breath, bro.
Just say it.
It's good.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Pushed to my limit.
Yeah.
I got it out.
Yeah.
And it needed to be what it needed to be.
Do it again.
It's good.
Okay. Plain spoken.
Yeah.
It's good.
But like, there's not a thought behind my eyes.
Oh.
Like, you have to see on the camera for this.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Okay, do it again.
like 1,000 yards staring.
Okay.
It's good.
Oh my god.
See that?
Yeah. Dang. This thing's getting so complex. I don't know how I'm able to talk to you anymore. Like.
The nuance is out of this world. Nuance out the ass.
Oh god. Some might say out the wazoo. I thought it was good, Ivan. I thought it was good. I like the film. I like the setting of the film.
Me too.
I like the colors.
Me too.
I like the tone.
Me too.
It's very like earth tone.
Hashtag me too.
Boom! Oh, he
Boom!
set me up. Boom! This whole time I was like, he's agreeing with me. He's agreeing with me, but he was just trying to stop me.
As the web, I was spinning.
Ah, damn it!
Wrapping you up.
Oh my god! I'm just like a little fly caught in your black widow trap. Ah! I like the comedic tone too.
Yeah, that's funny.
And oh no, the movie. I like the comedic tone of the film.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, I thought you were saying you like the comedic tone that we just went down.
No, that's the past.
Okay. And I thought it was idiosyncratic enough to be like, this is interesting. This is different.
Right.
This is unique.
Right.
I did, and that's why I want to see his other films to really understand like his stilo.
Uh-huh. But
How about you though? Break down your. It's good.
Removing the controversy, that's a separate topic altogether. Nuanced, very.
Okay, Yoda.
It just felt a little too much like. I'll explain it all.
Explain it all.
Like, it felt like he loved himself while making this. Like, I'm so great sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's like an all-star cast. Like, all right, you got the biggest actors ever. Good for you. Like,
Yeah.
I did that in the theater.
Yeah.
And side note to that, they're like, whenever they introduced a new character, they just like hovered and then zoomed slowly. Like Zoe Saldana, like pan. It's her. It's Zoe from Avatar and whatever. Taylor Swift. It's her. You know.
They did do that. I didn't notice.
They did that for like everyone who was like famous.
Like, right.
I was like, all right, okay,
Right.
but I think it was kind of necessary for this movie to have all star because there's so many characters, so they have to be like, oh, I know exactly who that is, because it's like Rami Malek, Taylor Swift. What's her
You mean
face?
you know exactly who they are, as in like I know they're able to portray that character well.
More like it's a very I know the face already. So like when they say this is that person, I could kind of link it instantly.
Gotcha.
But if it's no name, I'm like, is that like was that
Right,
Butler?
because the movie is kind of complicated in itself.
Yeah.
That you need. Oh, that's interesting. That you need recognizable characters to be like, okay, I can attach all these people together.
But
Have a mental model.
now that I know he always has an all-star cast,
Yes.
it's like, well, I don't think he did that intentionally, really. I think it's more like a happy accident that it works that way.
Okay. But it doesn't give him like maybe that's also like overall his overarching idea too of having recognizable cast people to be like I can have obscure stories because these characters are all recognizable.
But I feel.
You feel good, baby.
I feel. I just think the script is all that matters, and if you can't do it with just the script and no name, like decent actors, not like nobody in this had to act hard. Like there's no parts where I'm like Oscar, that scene right there, that sold it.
But is that because it's more light than it is like dramatic?
I mean, yeah, but then why do you need Christian Bale? Why do you need this like some of these actors are like the best actors ever.
I think it's because it's the acting is very subtle.
No.
Yeah.
I think Christian Bale was good. Like, at first I was like, oh, that's Christian Bale. And then throughout I was like, oh, that's this veteran dude.
Christian Bale's good. Rami Malek was good.
Yeah, he was good.
Anya was good.
Yeah. Taylor was there.
Taylor was definitely there. I think Robert was just like, he played it perfectly, but he didn't really do much.
He's like...
He was so stoic, but I guess that's all you need from him.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie was good.
But... And then John.
John was...
At first I thought he was bad. Is he just acting bad?
I don't get John.
You don't get him?
No, I don't get John. What was the first one he was in? What was the first movie?
The racist one. Spike Lee.
Yeah, so when I saw him there, I thought he was really bad in that.
Yeah?
Because I didn't understand, like, his style. It's almost... I didn't understand if he was, like, trying to be, like, kind of whitewashed. Or if he was acting like that. And then in Tenet, I was like, why... There's... Other than, like, him being the son of, like, the greatest... One of probably, like, top 5 actors of all time.
Yeah.
there's just something that doesn't click with me. I don't know.
I see it.
And even in this film, I thought it was just there's still something missing from his like portrayal of characters that feels kind of empty.
Mm.
I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I just don't see like what he's like. What's that X factor that he's missing?
Mm.
You were talking about that he shouldn't need all these characters though because the script.
Actors.
Yeah, these actors because the script should fend for itself.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that the script doesn't fend for itself ultimately?
I mean,
because you're saying he was being like a little smartass too, the director.
Yeah. Like there's funny moments. Like there's a lot of parts where I was like, oh, that's funny. But I think that was like the strengths when it was funny.
Yes.
Other than that, I was like, other than it being a somewhat true story, I was like, I guess like this is happening. Like I wasn't too wowed by anything.
Correct.
That's why I was like, it's good.
Yeah.
It is good, but it's nothing crazy.
To me, that's let me just check out it. Yeah, to me, that's the thing that's different about this film. Not so much like the tone, the look, the characters itself. It's more how the director and the script is more focused on the actual characters, how like they care about each other and how they're all connected versus the plot itself, right? Because like I think that's what you're mentioning, that like there's a plot going on in the background, which is essentially there's like a takeover of the government that's trying to happen, but it doesn't look like it's really the focus of the film.
Right.
It doesn't feel that important. It doesn't feel like it matters too much, even though it should when you think about like the severity of what could happen. But I don't think the director really cares about that at all.
Right.
He's more he cares about these characters and how they're all connected, and how they hate, like each other, love each other,
yeah,
and how they help each other. It's and it's interesting too, because like they're all connected. They're all connected, like almost like a quilt. I remember in like kindergarten or first grade, we made a quilt out of like 20 different textures, and that has always stuck in my brain. Like just like the ability to make something with like a bunch of different things, even though it looks hideous, it all connects. And the fact that he's doing this, plus having such like a carefree comedic film, just like quirky, and they're all like having fun. They're laissez-faire. They don't really give a shit about anything. And I don't know. I think that's what makes the film stand out for me. And then I think like, other than the plot, the main thing it's trying to talk about is like the power of friendship and love, which is weird because I didn't expect that at all. And I don't know. I just don't know David O. Russell, so I feel like I have this conception in my head that he's like a
sicko.
A sicko.
A pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's doing this, it's like, oh, so what's the deal with this dude? Like,
right. If he knows this, why is he a pervert?
Yeah. If he is a pervert, which we'll get into that.
Oh.
And are all his movies kind of like love and like big theme over like a complicated story? The movie that we should really watch, and I think it's something that we both would like, is that one. What's the movie called? It is called American Hustle.
I heard mixed.
I heard really good stuff. So I don't know. It just looks like our type of. It looks kind of.
It's like that one Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Mm.
Boogie Nights.
To me, I was thinking it's more like Adam McKay's The Big Short.
Oh.
Is that the movie called?
Yeah.
I was thinking like that. But I don't know. We should watch it. One day. Who cares? Let's talk about the characters really quick. Bert, Christian Bale's character, I think is probably like, he's perfect.
Yeah.
His portrayal of him.
Yeah.
And I do like the connection between Bert, Valerie, and Harold. Just like this, the idea that they're all best friends through the circumstances they found each other. It's kind of just, it's just super odd, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Rami Malek though.
Chef's kiss.
Can you give me like a 2 sentence, maybe a paragraph if you want, of like, what is Rami Malek? Because he's not a person, right? He's like a thing. What is Rami Malek? Or
The word that came to mind is contortionist.
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... Because he plays kind of similar characters where it's they're kind of meek in like his way.
Yeah.
But they are also powerful in his way. Like iRobot, Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
He was like kind of a pipsqueak sort of dude, but he toppled governments or whatever. This one rich, but like his wife's like, oh, you don't do anything.
Yep.
Or whatever.
That is weird. Anya Taylor-Joy just like orgasming over Robert De Niro.
That was funny.
I was like, oh my god.
Awkward too.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was a
contortionist Rami.
But he had one more role that I was thinking of.
James Bond.
Oh yeah, like same, like kind of a weak dude, but his ideals, whatever.
Just like a genius, basically.
Yeah, but like believable.
Yes.
Like a weak villain.
Yes.
Is what he's good at.
He is. His face is so. It's all-time face list again.
Yeah, he really like when he's sad. He like pokes out his eyes a little more. You know.
And I didn't notice how like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Like we completely forgot like that role.
I never watched it.
Why not?
Looks bad.
But it's your boy. Rami. Is it Rami? Or Rami?
I don't know. I don't care.
Okay.
I'll never meet him.
How can we call him? Mally? RM.
RM.
The artist once known as RM.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the...
What was the... his teeth.
Okay, what about him?
They're crazy, man.
Yes!
He has a set of chompers on them.
I suppose.
It is weird that like his just face is just like so unique.
Yeah.
And his acting is just so like... I think that's what I meant by like subtle.
Mm-hmm.
All the times he's talking, all the times he's giving his speeches or he's communicating with another character, just it feels so nuanced, but subtle at the same time. I think who's the Valerie character? Who's she played by? Margot Robbie in this is just like her face is like such a bright thing to. It's like a sunshine. Like every time they pan to her, she's like, oh.
But she's been playing like the same character. I feel
like crazy.
Like just slightly off kilter.
Yes.
White woman.
Yes.
Artistic.
Oh.
Like did you see the trailer for Babylon?
Yes.
Brad Pitt, same character, maybe even crazier.
Yep.
But I don't know. I fear for her career.
You're right. It is interesting that she doesn't have like a...
I want to see her in like just some solo movie or where it's not like big cast, because I feel like that's all she does now.
You want her in an A24 film?
Something like where she can act like something else.
You hear that? You hear that, Margot?
MR.
What?
MR?
MR?
Sure.
Mister?
Mister.
Mister, you hear that, mister? We have something for you.
A24.
A24. A24 execs, hit us up. We'll get you connected. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Free. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sure she's a good actor or actress.
I mean, she has to be because everyone wants her in the film.
Yeah.
From Scorsese. Has she been in Nolan?
I don't think so. No, last one was Tenet.
Right. You are right. Mike Myers.
Funny guy. He should do some real stuff with his life now.
He has a show on Netflix.
I watched it. It's not. It's like, what are you doing, bro?
So bad?
It's just like, I think his thing is that he does a lot of characters.
Yeah.
But only a few characters really hit. Like,
And
Wayne's
a few
World.
moments.
Yeah. Austin Powers. And characters are kind of out in this world.
Yeah. What if they come back though? That would be awesome.
Ah, shut up.
Okay.
He could do something, but I think he needs like a direction.
Wayne's World 4 or 3.
We'll say 4. It'll be part of his joke. Like, oh, we skipped 3. We're on 4.
Yeah, yeah. I thought he wasn't like none of the moments in this movie are laugh out loud funny.
Which is like,
They're just and yeah, you're right. Mike Myers in this is funny with
Michael Shannon.
Their like little duality is cool. The bird gimmick is interesting and very like obscure.
I thought they were gonna be the bad guys.
Yeah, me too.
But maybe that was the point.
Yep, it was the point. And Chris Rock, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, I forgive. Chris Rock, I want to like give me like one laugh out loud. He gave me more of the laugh out. He gave me most of the laughs, like the biggest laughs. But I want like one like, this is why you get Chris Rock in this.
Mm-hmm. It just feels like his face and his mannerisms are too big for the movie. Just because like, it's Chris Rock. Like,
that's why you need like a big laugh.
But then it's not about him.
That's true. Yeah, that is what David O. Russell would say.
Mm.
I think you two think alike. I wonder if you act alike. And Zoe Saldana. I didn't understand how like their little love.
She was pointless.
She was in a way like she was like the side chick, right?
Yeah.
To Bert.
I think she was just used to show that like there's love outside of this one white woman.
And of course pick Zoe over that girl.
Yeah, but he was in love. He was in love, Adrian.
But that his wife, who was great, played by Andrea Riseborough, she never loved him.
Yeah.
And he never understood that.
Yeah.
Also, I loved like the story of him just being a doctor repairing, like putting like random parts on people's faces to make veterans look half decent. And I like how he always puts that thing under his eye and that makes it look worse. I think you look better without that thing.
Back in the good old times.
Can you imagine?
The scene where like the police start shooting at them. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
This isn't realistic.
But it was,
they get
right?
away. Like they just run away. Yeah, I know it was realistic, but like at the time I was like, this isn't right.
The fact that like they run away is kind of like crazy, and then like the fact that the police like they gotta shoot them now. It's like,
yeah,
dang, that used to be the Wild West back then.
like we have a good now. Come on, guys.
And how easy it is to like blame other people.
Yeah, like he did it. Guess he's telling the truth.
Like, oh, he said it first. I guess he wins.
Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Take me back. I must have been
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'll blame so many people for all the things I've done.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? The focus on friendship and love. I like that idea. Like, I was listening to an interview where David O. Russell says the movie's about what is your Amsterdam? Essentially, like, what is the thing that, what did he say? What is the moment that makes you love life no matter what?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how bad life gets, you always remember this thing, and it's like, that's what you're living for.
Right.
Cool idea. It reminds me of a Tyler, the Creator song. He has a song called like November something. Or, yeah.
Me back to November.
Yeah. And he's like, what's your November? essentially, what's the thing that makes you happy? Cool idea. What I don't like or what I don't believe is the love between Valerie and Harold. Is it Valerie?
Yes and no. It just like I don't not believe it, but a lot of like the whole script it felt like these aren't how people really talk. So like
Graham Cracker.
graham cracker of a script. But if that's not how they really talk, then them falling in love won't feel real, because that's not how it would happen.
So do you? I'm going back to your point of like the film, the script is kind of like trying to be a smartass, but I think at the same time the director saying like he knows that you're smart enough to pick up on the things that are going on because it is going pretty fast, and even though it's very quick and the dialogue is very like snappy and kind of like
I like
smart.
that dumb police officer so much.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's just arrest this guy. Come on.
It's like, wait, he gives me the drugs that I can live my normal life with.
They keep making fun of his flat foot. Like,
Yeah.
I know you didn't go to war because of that flat foot.
Yeah. So I understand that you think he's being a smartass, but I also think that he is giving respect to the audience too. For them to, he believes that they will understand what he's putting down, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do believe that. Let's talk about this thing that's kind of just lingering in the air.
Should have started with this.
No, we shouldn't.
Come on.
Because I think it's important to first love a movie and then say, oh damn, I hate this movie because how bad the person is.
Oh my god. May I take the floor? May I stand on the soapbox?
Are you going to give a synopsis first? Or should I give the synopsis?
Oh, give it.
Okay. The question that we present to the jury is David Russell
a pervert?
A bad person?
Oh.
And the evidence we have for the jury is...
pretty damning.
One is he has obvious anger issues. You're like, that's putting it lightly.
Come on.
One thing is he's already had like numerous negative encounters with actors he's directed. George Clooney.
The Cloons.
The Grand Cracker of a man, George Clooney.
Graham Cracker of a man.
And the Grand Cracker of a woman, Amy Adams.
I don't know about that.
She said that he was mean to her, bullying her, and he.
Probably the
Was
worst,
the movie good? Damn it!
the worst time to do this.
And that Christian Bale had to stick up for her,
Really?
and yet Bale still
works with them.
bails him out every time.
Graham Cracker of a man.
So there's that. There's also a YouTube video where he's like yelling at a lady cast member who was getting mad about having to act, and he really went after her.
Sorry, you have to do your job.
And then I think this is probably like
Smoking gun.
This is probably the big
What?
doozy.
Right.
He admitted to touching his transgender niece.
It's like, just tweak it to make everything way worse. Like, transgender too. Like, come on.
Transgender niece, who was once a man, now turned to a woman, touched her, and he said that she was trying to provoke him to do that, according to him.
Oh, okay.
Like teasing him, basically.
Well, what's your niece?
But,
you weirdo.
True. But in any case, I think charges were dropped, stuff like that. Like he wasn't arrested or he wasn't charged with anything. So that's the synopsis.
Right.
Ivan, get on your damn soapbox and give it to these people. Oh. You would be like a great like at the at the what's it called? At the trial, you just be like walking around pacing like slowly.
For like 10 minutes, just like you're like, come on, say it. Like, no, this is too much for me.
He's just
I need
like,
a moment.
I would if it didn't just piss me off.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Just punch the judge. You did this to me. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
One dance, I don't know why.
I'm a musical man. It's tough to, I mean, like the age-old question: how do you separate the artist from the art from the artist?
Mm-hmm. That's one part.
Yeah.
Is he a bad person though?
It's also tough because, like, it's horrible to say this, but like it's true. But like people make mistakes. People are messed up, you know? People suck. Even though they could be doing a million great things, like whatever trauma they had in their past is gonna come back and make them do something evil.
Yep.
So maybe he made this good movie, great message, love and art, great message.
Great!
Graham
Cracker of a message! Yeah!
But then, like, he says, like, let's just say the theme of this movie is to live through love and art, right?
Yes.
It's hard to, like, truly, like, that's so true. Like, have that feeling when you know, like, he's done things that are contrary to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy. Yes.
But there's also, like everyone's a hypocrite in their own way.
Yes.
Like, is everyone evil? Like, you could go a million ways to, like, defend this guy or just say, put him in jail. Don't watch his movies.
It reminds me of, like, when I work, because I'm a software engineer.
Oh.
And when there's times I crash the web browser,
Okay.
because you create code that, like, loops,
Uh-huh.
and it's like you created an infinite loop because, like, you were searching for something
Mm-hmm.
that will always be there, and it's in something else, and then that and that kind of reminds me of what you're saying right now. Like,
Yeah.
everyone has something evil, so
Yeah.
like if you go down that rabbit hole, we're all messed up, and
So
then you'll crash the system.
Yeah. And I don't think there's no fun solution where you're like, everyone's satisfied. So my solution, just take when you rate the movie, take off like 0.5.
That's like that's a very, like, controversial because it's like he killed a man.
0.5.
0.5.
His life is worth minus 0.5. Maybe
On a
stat
podcast
that
review.
every murder is 0.5 off.
Jesus.
It's like, I'm half joking,
Yeah.
but like, if the theme is love and art, and then this guy's not living through love and art, then it's like he's just lying to us. Like, it's
a Bill Cosby dilemma.
exactly.
He
Don't say it. I know what you're gonna say.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, like, he promotes, like, family,
Yeah.
love, and all this, but in the background he's doing things that are not.
Unholy.
They're unholy. In holes. Oh, I got to do it. Unholy, holy, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It's an unholy, holy
I
act.
can't bring us back from that.
I'm real us out.
Not associated with this man.
Alright.
I'm just a partner in this organization.
Alright. Just a partner.
Just a partner.
So, hence you're associated with me.
Jesus.
The way I think about it is, like, there's two things. Is he a bad person? Let me break even that into two parts. Is he a bad person because he yells at people? No.
Okay.
Is he a bad person because he yells at his people, his subordinates? He calls them bad things. Is he a bad person? No. Is that bad? Yes. Does that make him a bad person? I don't think technically it makes him a bad person. I think he just is heavily flawed
Mm.
and he needs help.
Yeah.
Should that warrant him, if he makes great art and he's a dick, is that okay? No. But I think at that point it's up to the actor to be like,
Yeah.
you know who he is.
Stop working with him.
Yeah. Like, you have to blackball him.
Yeah.
And there has to be enough people to blackball him to stop his behavior, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the best solution. Like, the actors are the ones who, like, do the action to move things forward.
Yes.
Because we can't really do much. I mean, this movie isn't selling well, so it's kind of good thing. Maybe he'll rethink his life. But I think for, like, these situations, you just, like, acknowledge, like, let's say he did a horrible thing. Just in general, acknowledge this person is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then just watch the movie, analyze it yourself, but don't advertise it, like, word of mouth. Like, if you don't agree with him, just be like, I mean, I watched it.
So I can't promote it. I can't say I like this film.
You can. I mean, it's on your own morals. Like, it's on you.
I like the actor.
Yeah. But even that's, like, it's tough.
Okay, so, and that was just like part of me dissecting it. Is he a bad person? There's the other layer where it's like, he's kind of has. Is that. Yeah, it's a incestuous act.
Whew.
Incestuous act. That was like, I farted in your face.
Sneaky.
Incestuous. Incestuous.
You don't have to keep saying it.
I need to complete this mission, Ivan. You say it.
No.
Come on.
No.
Get me out of this hole.
This is, don't.
Insidious but incestuous.
Why can't you just say it right?
I don't know how to say it.
I don't want to say it. We've lingered on this topic for too long already.
He committed an act of incest.
Yes.
Is that bad? Yes.
Okay.
And
Thank God.
should that stop him from making art? Now this is the heavy question.
The age-old question. I think, like, for him, no. Like, he should do his best to make whatever, but the people around him should be like, do I work with him knowing what he did?
What about this? Should the studio give him the ability to make art?
I'd say whoever's in charge, like the president, like he's a president, like his morals is, like, he should go by that, not by money.
Interesting.
And then if everyone blackballs him, he's like, okay, now what? Now I can't have 30 Taylor Swifts on the screen at the same time. Like, now he's pushed to the wall. Now he has to make something real.
That's oh man, I didn't even think about that. Well, it's not really what you're saying, but it's like Taylor Swift's in this film.
Yeah.
She's like woke warrior, right?
That's like
she's the woke princess.
The crown princess of wokeness.
So if she's in this film, I'm like, he must be a great guy. I don't know.
I think, like, the fact that she's in it makes it, like, even worse. Because, like the image she portrays is, like, woke princess.
Is it though? Like, I just said that, but maybe
she's kind of like the goody. Well, she's not really. She's kind of changing that a bit. But she has the slight image of being a good person. And this is like...
But being a good person is different from being woke. Right? Like, she could portray...
Yes, but any sane person in her position, with her...
type of fan base.
Yeah, gotcha. Would say, like, I cannot work with this person.
But she has, like, the white country fan base. So it's like...
Even that, like... If I were her, I would not have worked with them. Just, like image, you know?
Keep your brand aligned.
Yeah, and it's just
like movie. Kanye, get in this film.
And it would have been funny, like him playing Taylor's
as a woman.
Sure, why not?
Interesting. I got a review for you. Yeah, I'll get a review for you. New Yorker review. This is by the infamous critic Richard Brody. Ever heard of him?
No.
I'll talk about him after this, but it's interesting. It's tempting to say that I found David O. Russell's new film Amsterdam a hoot and a half and be done with it. But there's much more to this exuberant movie in substance and in style. It's a historical fantasy that is written and acted like a comedic tall tale, but it's all the more remarkable for its solid, albeit slender, basis in reality. It also takes place in a recent, odd, but significant subgenre that has cropped up in response to what is it?
Authorial?
No.
Authorial?
No. Hold on, let me say it. Authoritarian. Oh my god. Authoritarian and hate-filled deeds and rhetoric of Trump era.
I don't think it's even Trump. It's like Mark Zuckerberg.
He's saying that this is resistance cinema. It would be easy to mock the very notion as a form of highly selective crowd pleasing, where many of these films, including Amsterdam, not among the most emotionally committed and aesthetically distinctive films of the time. So, essentially, he's saying like this film is kind of like resisting the Trump kind of era that we're in.
I hate this man.
I know
he's out of touch.
You would really hate him. The reason he says that is because like the film's kind of talking about like conspiracies and how they sort of break the conspiracy, and I think that there's more nuance to what he's really trying to say, but it is interesting, his little analogy. Let me finish with this. Yet the flashing and lurching energies of Amsterdam, with its richly imagined scenes, developed deeply, even overwhelmingly in detail, are held together by more than convoluted plots, witty and fanciful logic. Amsterdam is above all a movie of ideas which serve a magnetic core, organizing disparate pieces and tones into a firm and decisive pattern.
Oh.
Essentially saying movie of ideas, bunch of ideas,
cohesive,
and it's cohesive at the end, even though it's they're disparate pieces. Richard Brody, he's a critic that always goes like against the grain. Like he said he's a guy that said that Incredibles 2 was like basically glorifying superheroes and calling them like saying Brad Bird was saying that superheroes and people, and the analogy is like superheroes are like naturally gifted people, and that naturally gifted people are should always be the ones in charge.
Yes.
Oof. And then he also said that your favorite film of the year, Don't Worry Darling, is a good film.
He has something wrong with him.
And then there's a movie called Tar. Have you heard of it? Kate Blanchett?
Yes.
A lot of people are saying it's really good. He's like, this movie's horrible. He's like that guy. And I kind of love it. Because he finds like weird takes, and he uses like crazy words. Like authoritarian.
Resistance cinema. He is right, but I think it's like I thought it was more about like Zuckerberg and like that sort of power where those companies really own everything. I mean, it was about companies. It wasn't even about.
It was about powerful men.
Yeah. It was like oil and all that. But now the powerful men is literally all tech people. And I'm sure they're doing something similar. I don't think as obvious as like Nazism, but like I'm sure they have like a plan of like metaverse. This is the future. This is where it goes, and people will follow.
Right. I think the government and the characters in the government are still more powerful than the tech people. Like the people you don't know in the government are the most powerful people in the world. Than Mark Zuckerberg and whoever's running.
I don't think so.
Snapchat.
I think they think they are, and people think they are. But I think like tech companies, they are actually like they're very confident in themselves. They could just overthrow everything.
They will with the new VR headset.
Coming soon.
One last thing. I read a review that was like criticizing this movie heavily, and the guy kept saying that like in every paragraph he's like the movie constantly reminds me of David O. Russell and his abusive behavior.
What part of the movie? Idiot.
But the reason like I really was like, okay, this guy's a dumbass.
Yeah.
He's like, and the movie ends with a Drake song. I was like, no, you idiot! It's a Giveon song.
Wow,
Yeah.
Chicago freestyle.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's not Chicago freestyle.
What the other?
It's a new Giveon song.
No, I mean that's where he got pretty famous from.
Yes.
So he probably thought as Drake.
No, it's because Drake co-wrote it.
Ah.
But he's like, and there's a Drake song at the end. I'm
Jesus.
like, this guy is a loser.
He has like a job and everything?
On the internet. It's easy to write for websites, I guess.
Jeez.
Ivan, let's rate this movie. Out of 5 eyeballs?
Sure, glass eyes.
Glass eyes. Oh, I love how like that company is like specialized in eyeballs. Like we carry the perfect what is it? Glass eyeballs. God, Mike Myers, great job.
Graham cracker of a man.
Graham cracker of a man.
Out of 5 graham crackers of men.
Is that it?
No.
Out of 5 glass eyeballs.
Yeah.
How many glass eyeballs is this?
I give it 3.5.
Oof.
Because
Yeah.
I took away 0.5.
Oh. Ah, so it's a 4.
No, it's a 3.5.
Oh, okay, it's a 4.
It's 3.5.
Okay. Like legit.
Yeah. 3.5.
4.25.
If he was a good person, 4.
You know what that means. 4.25 out of 5 glass eyeballs for me. It's a good film. It's fun. It's different. It's interesting. David Russell, shame on you. All right. Evan, let's get ready for next week's movie. It's either going to be Halloween Ends or Till.
What's
Yeah. It's a week.
Halloween Ends? Is that Halloween Town like trequel?
Halloween Town. It's Halloween.
Mike Myers?
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Till, and that would make me less racist.
We'll do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Till it is. You're going to cry. If you don't cry, if you don't come here and say you cried, you're racist.
Call me racist right now. I will not shed a tear for that movie.
Till it is. We will be talking about Till next week. I don't think we're going to get any views, but it's fine, right? Ivan, it's time for a section we like to call
Things and such.
Safdie Bros and Sandler are reuniting for a new film.
I hope it's a comedy. That would be amazing.
Like comedy?
Like, I just like a something. Or a modern, whatever. Like, funny life. Life's funny.
Quickly, what's out of 5 diamonds? Out of 5 diamonds.
Stones? What's that?
Opals. Out of 5 black opals. What's
I like a 4.5.
uncut gems? 4.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4.5 or higher. Like, it really grew on me, but
That's good.
imagine their next film. You think it's New York based?
I hope they're just consistent. Because they seem like they know what they're doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, I want it. I just want it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just give me be the New York directors and never leave New York.
No, don't pigeonhole them.
Come on! There's so much New York.
I
Like, make a
want-
pizza film.
We've had New York. No.
I need more.
I'm done with New York. San Diego's the next spot.
Yeah, right. Well, let's make San Diego the next spot. What's our first film?
I don't want anyone here.
What's our first San Diego film about? Like, what's our, like...
Top Gun 3.
What's our subgenre? Like, our niche thing that we're gonna get, like... No one knows San Diego, but we do this.
We don't really have a culture here.
I know.
We're just like, we just hang out.
That's the thing. That's what it's about.
No culture.
Yeah.
A people of no nation. Beasts of no nation.
Idris Elba, get your ass down here!
2.
Alright. I had a realization, Ivan. And it came in a weird way. I watched the trailer for the upcoming Wednesday
Okay.
TV series. The Addams Family spin-off on Netflix that's coming out. Helmed by Tim Burton.
Okay.
I realized where Tim Burton is at in his life now. And I already know what Wednesday is going to be. This whole time, my whole life, I was like, Tim Burton, what a grand cracker of a man.
Graham cracker.
Like, my whole life I said that. As a little kid, I was like, grand cracker of a man.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah. And now I'm like, damn, how the what is it?
How the graham cracker soggies
how the wet graham cracker
sogs off.
just sogs and the debris it leaves insidious. I'm realizing like he like used all his energy in the beginning,
Yeah.
and now he's just a work for hire director.
Yeah. He doesn't have it anymore. I think he could. I think anyone can, but there's just something in his life that's not letting him get there.
He doesn't want it either. Like probably just doesn't want to put in the work.
But if I were that, I'm like, all right, I've made my legacy. Like, I would just do something else. Like, I wouldn't even direct anymore.
Right.
Like, I'll paint. Like, start over.
Because like I was looking, I saw that he was obviously we have talked about this series and how I was like low key kind of excited, but now I'm not excited at all because like I realized, and even looking at like his past films, that he started his career as this cool director because he brought in his like drawing style to his films, and now all his films after his first like 5 films, they don't bring that same style.
He needs an animated movie, you think?
I think he just like needs to sketch a little more and then bring that style to his films, you know?
Back to basics.
Like he started as an animator / like artist, right? Who brought that style to live action films.
Mm-hmm.
And now he kind of like just let go of that artistic side and he's just like a work for hire director who doesn't bring that style to the film. And I feel what the smart thing that Netflix did is like, we're making Addams Family Wednesday show, right? Let's bring in a guy just for the cachet of his name.
Yeah.
Because he's not a showrunner, he's not a writer, he's just directing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just interesting to finally have that realization.
Finally. Welcome.
I'm with all the normal people now. This is kind of dumb for even us to talk about, but
No such thing.
I thought it was interesting. Selena Gomez, she has a show, like a reality show coming out.
Chef or something?
No, that was already came out. It's basically like documenting her
Lupus?
her mental health and how she's gotten better than before.
Okay.
And I think it's interesting because like it's something that a bunch of people are doing now. Just like how mental health awareness is very in vogue, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good that she's doing it and more people of her ilk are doing it.
God.
Shout out to Kanye. You know what I mean? Oh, there's layers. No, that more famous people are doing that, but there's also kind of like, it's still kind of dirty. Because it's like, yeah, I want to show people how I got better, but you still want to show people.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think it's dirty because it just feels like this mental health thing is more like the rich are kind of getting it, and then like I know money doesn't bring happiness, but there's like a good chunk of America who can't afford mental health anything.
Right.
Like their mental health is like bottom of the list, and like obviously we're kind of super lucky.
Yeah.
But like, is her show gonna help little Susan down in
Mexico?
Mexicali?
You have to do that. You have to do that.
Fix her mental health? Like,
Right. It could.
even if it like.
It could start the process.
Yeah, and I guess like any mental health thing is good, but like the best way, maybe like this partners with like Mental Health for America. She puts out like half of this goes to mental health. Is that gonna happen?
Right.
Probably not. Gonna cash that puppy in.
For her purse.
Yeah.
We don't know, but we don't know.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know her. She's
Yeah.
cool. She'll laugh at this. But it's it always feels like celebrities are kind of just using
Their celebrity.
just using. I say this but it sounds weird. Like using our struggle, even though I don't really have that big of a struggle compared to like
Right.
other Americans or whoever this is for.
Only Americans, because like we only care about America.
Yeah, I mean,
USA.
if we prosper, they prosper. And it always feels like a little like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know who it was, but like, there's this magazine at home. Like,
Yeah.
it says, with Jennifer Aniston on the cover, like, how I found happiness at last. Like, if I had your money, your connections, your everything, I would have found happiness when I was 2 years old. I would have been at peace, a monk at 2 years old.
Imagine a little baby monk just. They would look so cute.
Floating.
Just like chubby cheek,
Yeah.
bald head. Oh, cute babies. Yeah, you're right. So, what would you suggest her to do? Give her, like you said, half proceeds.
I'd say if I were her, like all of it. Does she need money? No.
Maybe.
No.
We don't know how rich people really are, do we?
I've always said you only need $2 million to be happy.
Oh yeah, that's Ivan's great thesis.
My thesis to
Once
live
you reach
life.
2, you're done for life. Even in an inflation economy, right?
Like I'm 100% sure she has enough money.
Okay.
So if she makes this the right thing to do, give it all away, and that would just like benefit everyone.
How much money would an artist or an actor or anyone get for like a documentary like this?
At least $1 million.
You think so?
$1 million at least.
Like, who's watching it?
Well, like remember Cootie from Kanye?
Yeah, good old
Didn't
Cootie.
he make like 30 million?
No
He
way.
told me he made like a million millions. He made it like you told me, and I was like, nah, that's racist. That's a racist.
Oh, that
amount
like
of money.
Netflix paid for it. You're saying?
Yeah.
Interesting. But there's I don't know. I guess. How much did he like end up making though? Because like it costs to make that, right?
True. I mean, he was just recording, and then like the cost is more him sitting in his chair editing.
The cost to us though. And right there, I knew Kanye was gonna be somebody.
And he got like 20 trillion for that. Jesus Christ.
He should. He followed Kanye all his life, man. And he didn't get anything.
He doesn't need anything. Kanye, he doesn't have to give anyone anything.
Kanye doesn't owe anyone
Look,
anything.
if I met Kanye, and like he's like, let's collaborate, I'm like, sure. Besides this racist stuff, like before that,
Okay. Great time. Let's do it.
I would collaborate, but then I wouldn't think like, oh, this is where my life truly begins, and that's like what every artist does, and then they're just sad because it didn't happen. Like they don't realize Kanye's kind of selfish, and he just wants to have like that one song with him, but he doesn't really want to do more than that. He doesn't want to like build everyone up like that anymore, at least.
That's exactly what happened to Roscoe Dash.
Who?
Girl, the way you do it got me in a trance. He added like ad libs to Kanye songs, and he's like, I deserve $1 million for what I did. And to be honest, like his parts were great to like the Kanye song, but after that, no one worked with him, and it's because probably he has like a disposition to be like,
I'm the greatest now.
yeah, like give me my money. He had a couple good songs too.
But that's been happening to like every artist Kanye works with, and it's like, can you learn from the 30 people before you to not base your whole life on this interaction with Kanye? Like, be happy you got to work with a genius.
But isn't that kind of the issue though? Like, isn't that the issue the reverse? Like, Kanye should like.
Well, yeah, but like you also kind of have to be a little smart with yourself and like protect yourself.
True.
So like,
So would you work with Kanye or would you not work with Kanye?
I would like if like, oh, let's make a song, and I made music, I would make the song, and then from that, I would just like if Kanye wants to make more, like sure, but then I would still follow like whatever path I had set to make my own life. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, Kanye's here, see ya, he's gonna take care of everything, which is what all these artists assume.
Yeah, I hate how like there's artists who basically like give up their career to be the ghostwriter, the ghost producer for another artist.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened like to Party Next Door. He's like, it's easier to just write songs for people, and I make enough money that
if
way.
he's happy with that, sure.
I guess you're right.
But then, like, there's a ton of people like, what's his?
So I had the Prince.
I don't even know his deal. He's like
But-
half in love with him, half hate Kanye.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he ghostwrites for him,
Oh yeah.
and then he tries to come out, and no one's like, "You made an album, no one cares."
Yeah,
But it's because you don't build your own rep; you build someone else's rep.
yeah, and Kanye just has like the taste of like nobody else. So
Yeah.
like if he hears a verse from Psy, and with his own image, it's gonna be amazing because he knows like, oh, that's a good verse, I'm gonna use it. But Psy, he doesn't have that taste, even though he has the talent.
So sad.
Yeah, taste is everything.
I like taste. I like the taste stuff. Speaking of taste, let's go to a section called "What's on the Telly." I didn't know how to segue, so I just said that. You watch House of the Dragon?
Don't tell me anything. I'm not cut up, but I've seen little like snippets and it
Uh-huh.
got me excited. So don't tell me anything.
Okay.
It looks cool. Don't tell me anything.
Okay. I'll just say that it's a good show.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't mean it that way.
I knew you did it. That's what I said.
Is it almost done?
I think it's it was 8th episode. No, this was the 9th episode. So either I don't know if it ends at 10. Basically, I think it ends at 10.
Because it like it'll end at 10, right? Or like whenever it ends, like it's just one season for House of Dragons. I'm assuming that.
No, I think there's multiple. Yeah, they already did a season 2 renewal.
But I thought it was like anthologies where like season 2 is going to be House of Dragons, The Red Keep or something like that.
Oh, it might be.
Which I want. Like I'm
Right.
hoping. Like I like this super like short version of shows where it's just like you get that and you're done, so you don't have to wait years.
But I do have to say, like the fact that the show is skipping forward, you don't grow an attachment to characters like you do in like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like how much I loved Peter Dinklage. That doesn't exist for Rhaenyra's character.
Right.
I do love what's his face,
the king,
the husband of Rhaenyra.
black guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was nothing.
He's up to me.
I like the. Oh, whatever. I don't care.
What are you watching, Evan?
Still watching Schitt's Creek.
What a shit's take. I didn't know what to say. You're still watching? I didn't even know you were watching that.
Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So what's
Well, because last week I like barely started it after What We Do in the Shadows. Like I was in season 1.
Right.
I didn't want to say just in case I don't like it.
Good.
It's no, it's good. It's good. I scared you, huh?
What's like the one sentence explanation?
Can I have 5?
Okay. Can I have 5, sir?
It's not very groundbreaking, but it's very modern, and it hits a lot of the funny notes that have been done before, but it does it in its own way. For example, do you remember the scene in The Other Guys where they go to Christina's house and then she has that husband who's like weird and like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a very similar situation happened in Schitt's Creek. and it was funny in that, but it's like I've seen that in other guys, and that like the whole show is kind of similar to that, where it's like not groundbreaking or
Seen it before, but done in their unique
in their
tone.
yeah
And the tone is
funny.
love it.
It's a little.
It's Canadian, isn't it? It's like a Canadian show.
I don't know. It doesn't feel. Well, it does kind of feel a little janky at times, but it's still funny. It's good. Modern. I think that's the most important thing. It's like in The Office where it had like touching moments. This has touching moments, and I haven't seen the comedy do that in a while. So it's like finally, they're people. They're humans.
But didn't it already end, right?
What, this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also like another good point. Like a literal point. Like 9 point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like a point.
Gotcha.
Because like it's finished and it doesn't last forever. Like
yeah.
I'm assuming they stopped it because natural end.
It's not like what's that like the Genius show on ABC? Like
Big Bang Theory?
Yeah. Where it's like 25th season.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's not like that, and they're like, they finished it.
So I even should do that. Shout out to Simpsons. I watched the first half of a documentary on Netflix called Redeem Team.
LeBron?
USA basketball. Yep.
I saw the icon for it.
It's good if you like basketball, but there's a couple funny parts. And I think the most interesting part was like the Kobe factor in it.
Oh, okay.
And how at that point, 2008, when he was joining the Olympic team, he was kind of blackballed in a way because like his team wasn't that good. The Lakers weren't that good. He's asked for trades. He wasn't like a team player at that point.
He was over it.
And Shaq he had like a bad breakup with Shaq.
When did he retire?
Like ever?
Yeah. No, when did he?
Shaq like
No, Kobe.
2017.
Really?
Yeah.
He was playing till 2017?
Yeah, 2016 or 17. Yeah.
I thought it was like 2010.
No, 2010 is when he won his like second championship or his fifth, I should say.
Okay, continue.
So, them putting it in that perspective of like him joining the team when he was like his approval was at an all-time low.
He's a bad boy.
Yeah, and then how like all the players are like, oh shit, here's Kobe, and how like his attitude was always like the lone wolf.
Yeah.
And serious.
So cool.
And I was like, oh damn. What else they said? And then he finally like warmed up and was more of a team player, and that's like where he really won over a lot of people and a lot of players. Like that changed a lot of people's opinion about him. And then they were also talking about how his work ethic, how there was one night where they won a game and they all went to go clubbing except for Kobe, and they came back and it was like 4 a.m. and Kobe was just came back from the gym from working out, and they're like, Kobe, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to the gym. And they're like, it's 4 a.m. He's like, yeah, I know. And they're like, damn.
I'm like that. I'm like that. Me at Equinox.
With a bagel.
With the salmon, avocado, bacon, cream cheese bagel.
The bomb. And then it was cool because they're like, once we saw him do that, we slowly started replicating him. Like we realized that's like what it took.
That's the thing. Like you have to be a leader like that.
And then I liked it even more because there's one player. His name's Carmelo Anthony. Have you ever heard of him?
He's my favorite player.
Okay,
you know this.
And he's known to be like very like one of the best, but he just people have criticized like his like lack of just like get it done, like win basically. And I like how real he was because he was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna wake up at 4:30, but I did start getting up a little earlier. I just like that part.
Meet me halfway.
Yeah,
it's funny.
But it was cool to see good old Cobes.
And
his legacy, and how that's the other part. Just the idea that when in 2004, if you would have said like more people would like Kobe than they would like Shaq, people would have thought you were crazy. Because Shaq was like this like character who laughed all the time, who everyone loved, and Kobe was just like serious, do your work, not friendly. And now everyone loves Kobe, all the players, all the people, and no one looks at Shaq. Like no player has a good relationship with Shaq right now.
Today?
Yeah.
Why?
Like he's not the player that goes and like gives helpful advice and mentors, where Kobe was that guy. Everyone went to Kobe for mentorship.
But only like in basketball. I feel like mainstream loves him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
But as far as like the players and like basketball community, it completely flipped.
Yeah.
And how that changed is kind of crazy.
It just shows like your passion will be rewarded if you're a psychopath.
Yeah. Yep.
With what you're doing.
Crazy.
Cool.
What else? What'd you watch? Anything else?
Just
Cool. It's time for a section we like to call Really Be Bussin'. Migos album.
out?
Sorry, not Migos album. Quavo and
Out?
Quavo and Takeoff's album came out. Only built for infinity links.
What? Oh, that's what it's called.
Yes.
I thought it was like a streaming platform. Like only built for infinity links.
Only built for infinity links. A playoff only built for Cuban links. The Raekwon and Ghostface album of yesteryear. I liked it.
I
Obviously, you already know.
want to listen to it.
It's they're just like good artists. Like they're good musicians.
They're good rappers.
They're good rappers, and they know how
That's
to.
all they are.
They know how to make a good song, and that's
Yeah.
more than a lot of these rappers nowadays.
All right.
I heard Lil Yachty has a viral hit. Have you heard it?
I heard something. Isn't he going somewhere for something? Oh, go ahead.
It's called Poland.
That's what it was. He's going to Poland for something.
Oh. And the songs that get viral hits are just like the craziest songs, and that's what this song is. It's him yodeling, like Poland, and it's just so weird, and it's crazy that he's still able to like hit something after all this time.
I think he has like the career that's still like the one rapper in his class that still somehow managed to stay alive.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it in there. Because he's very, he was essentially created. Like, they found them and they're like, you're charismatic,
Mm-hmm.
let's put some money into you.
Mm. Smart.
Yeah. Lil Baby came out with a song, Hey. I really don't have anything to say about it other than, like,
Hey.
if this song is successful, it's just, like, momentum that people like Lil Baby. And I don't think that is a thing right now. Because the song's so basic that it's like...
You know, NBA Youngboy? Like, it's crazy how big
I know.
he still is.
I know.
Like, every album, like, the last one, like, still, like, 100K sold. Just, like, crazy numbers. And I've never heard anyone, like, be, like, a legitimate fan, like, who would, like, advocate for him.
Right.
Where they would say, like, this is what he did, this is this. Like, I've never...
What's the take, right?
Yeah.
You're like, explain him to me in 10 minutes, and then I'll change my mind.
I'm sure it's just, like, mindless music that's just fun to listen to with friends.
I do have to say, whenever he, like, his guest appearance on Tyler, the Creator's album, and a couple of the Migos songs he was on was good enough for me to be like, let me check on this guy. And then I listened to the album and I'm like, okay, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I listened to Bjork's new album.
Did you just say Bjorks? Bjorks?
Bjork.
How old are you?
32.
What the heck is this?
Bjork, her album is so weird.
It's out?
Oh my god.
Is it out?
Yeah.
I want to listen to it.
Like,
I've heard she's like a genius.
she is, but this album, I think you have to like listen to her first albums until this
Get the plot.
to understand. Like, okay, I see why. Cause like it's so weird. She sings like a woman. It's not like
Like Yoko Ono. Yeah.
no. It's more like you're not. It's spoken word.
Oh.
Like a woman is not an animal. A woman is beautiful. I'm like, oh, this is so odd. It's more like poetry. And then the beats are just kind of like. You need to listen to it.
Maybe a song. It sounds. What? It sounds unappealing. Like just with the little bit you gave me.
Yeah, I'll show you a song after, and you'll be the judge. Ivan, let's end on our boy, and I'll say he's our boy.
Kanye.
Yeah, he can be our boy, but we could disagree.
You know what?
Uh-oh.
You know what?
Uh-oh. You understand? You agree?
No.
Okay.
It's look.
Yes.
You're looking.
I'm
right.
looking. Yeah.
It's nuanced. First off.
Dead in the eyes. I'm looking at you.
Nuanced.
Trying to get every
Nuanced out the ass. I think, like.
Kanye, you puzzled him.
Un bendición.
No, say the House of Gucci. Father, son, House of Gucci.
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
A lot of what he says. Look, I'll just say it. He's right. He's right. He has points that are true in his head.
That's a good way of putting it.
And if he had like some sort of handler to tell him how to say it right, I think everyone would be like, okay, I know what you mean. I see your point. And they would agree with him, but be like,
yeah.
Like, I can't think of specific things he said, but like a lot of it's anti-Semitic stuff.
I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, I think is paraphrasing his quote.
Right.
But DEFCON 3 is definitely... DEFCON 3 and Jewish people are in the same sentence.
Yeah. How do I defend this? Look, it's an obvious joke to him. Like, he's saying that, but he's like laughing, like, I'm going DEFCON. Which, like, not that good to do, because people don't understand, like, how unseriously he's saying this.
But what if... Do you think there's any possibility of him being serious?
It's like, he's serious, but he's not. Like, there's...
Is that dangerous for him?
I think it is, because he's not saying it right.
No, even if he is serious, but he's not at the same time, is that dangerous for himself to think that he needs to do that?
Well, yeah. Like, he shouldn't be saying any of this, no matter how right he thinks he is, or whatever points he's trying to say.
Okay.
Just because, like, he's saying this, and then, like, whoever, like, these racist, whatever, teenagers, whoever grapples onto this, they just, well, Kanye said it, it was hilarious, now I'm going to say it. And that's just, like, it's not good. It's not good.
Do you think it's like a roundabout way of putting his targets on Drake?
No.
Okay. Because I thought that today while I was working out for some reason. I was like, oh, he's beefing with Drake. Because Drake's Jewish.
Oh my god.
Or he's part Jewish.
But look, I saw this tweeter, what do you call that? When it's like multiple tweets?
Thread.
Yeah, this thread on Twitter explaining what he was saying.
Yeah.
And it was like, because before they were saying like, oh, on this podcast he was saying homophobic things. He was saying anti-Semitic things,
Yeah.
and then just leaving it like that,
Yeah.
and everyone saw that and like, oh, he's homophobic now, he's anti-Semitic now. But the tweet explained like he was not explicitly homophobic. He was like, the context was saying he said the F word, the F slur.
Yes.
But he was saying people would call him that for
Yes.
wearing like what he was wearing.
Right.
And somehow people interpreted that as
Yeah.
homophobic.
As homophobic. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not homophobic to say.
That word.
They just say, they think if you say it at all, that's homophobic. But
Yeah,
there's context.
I do hate that. Like that it makes you have to read like the entire thing and like understand the entire context. I'm like, damn it, I need to listen to this whole interview to understand what he's fucking saying.
And I wish I knew exactly what he said, because he said a lot, but I'm just ignoring now because it's like he's just falling off. But another thing he said, like, blacks were the first Jews.
Yeah.
And I think just out of context, it sounds like the most wild statement ever. Like, what does that even mean? But I'm sure there's some huge history that we don't know about because the education system killed us.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that in a way. Yes.
And he's like, that's why I can be saying this, because I was the first one. But even that's like, he's just saying that just for fun because he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, he means it, but he doesn't. And it's like, if you know, you know, sort of thing. Because it's hard to explain to someone who's like has one brain cell in their head what a joke is. Like when you say something and you don't mean it, but you also mean it at the same time.
Yeah, but even someone with 1,000 brain cells would say like even him joking is bad.
I think it is because he doesn't say it right.
Yeah.
But maybe there's no way to joke about it the right way.
Right. Well, you can't joke about something that you're being serious about, because then you're not joking.
But
like the idea of a joke is like it's funny because it's not true.
No.
Or it's rooted in truth.
Yes.
But you don't mean it.
Right.
Like there's certain Jewish people he wants to go against. Maybe not kill, but he wants to like.
It was crazy though, because like he said all that and then Chase Bank dropped him completely.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
And
that's
then,
actually scary.
And then also like, I didn't think about it, but like Twitter and Instagram blocked him. I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. But I was like, wait, so how can I figure out what he's saying now though? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you can't really unless like he puts it on like a different network
Deezer
or SoundCloud, or if he goes to like his website or something.
Like he's literally getting blackballed in like real time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary.
But I think it's deserved in a way.
But like, sure, they're doing this, but like nobody's helping him really. Like I know he doesn't want help and he's gonna brush it all off, but like.
But Diddy tried to. That's the other thing. Like he's like fighting with Diddy. That's where it all started.
But Diddy's crazy himself.
But he's crazy, but he's still sane.
Well, I mean, side tangent, but I feel like no celebrity is sane.
That's true.
There's super side tangent. Mariah Carey, there's a TikTok I saw. It's like she was at a concert, and just like out of nowhere, she's like, "I know you don't want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it." 9/11, and everyone's like, "What?" Like you could hear the crowd like giggling, just because it's so out there. And it's just like making me see like none of these celebrities are in touch with anything.
But what was she doing? Like
she was just trying to like pay homage to like the people who died during 9/11.
Was it 9/11?
I don't think so.
The concert?
I don't think so. Even if it was, like how she did it, if you saw it, you'd be like,
right.
And
like I know it's all in everyone's brain right now.
9/11. Like no, nobody was thinking about that. It's just like, and it just felt like pandering, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people have mental health issues.
And I just see a lot of celebrities falling to this where they have no idea what's actually going on. Not that I know anything more or less, but if I could see how crazy she is, it makes me feel sane. So I feel like there's a baseline that they're just not at.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I'm like right here, baseline of sanity. They're like over here.
Yeah, there's like another. The really sad part is like the family aspect of this, and like his kids are just like gonna be demolished. And the weird thing too is like how he's saying that his kids are just like he doesn't have any say into how they're raised, basically.
Because nobody trusts him.
And that he's like, what if, like, I don't like. He's basically saying that they're trying to sexualize them, and like you see that I can understand that point, but you chose to marry who you married.
The most sexualized person on earth.
Yeah, like other than Marilyn Monroe.
Hypocrite.
But like it's because you put yourself in this situation, and now you're trying to reverse it.
Yeah.
But you dug your own hole.
Yeah, like a mistake he made 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, 8, I don't know. It's finally biting him in the butt.
Right, and that goes back to like his mental health, because it's how bipolar, not literally bipolar, but I guess bipolar for real. Bipolar his way is, you know.
Mm-hmm. His life will make a great book.
A sad one.
But a great one.
Interesting.
And a great one.
It's like what's his name? Hitler was a great but terrible ruler. Not great. Something like.
Jesus.
That's a quote. Don't quote me. Quote Jesus. Whoever. I try to quote whatever.
This is dangerous.
No, Hitler accomplished amazing but terrible things. Something like that.
I know what you mean, but it's just funny.
Because like it just makes me feel bad.
The definition of amazing, it doesn't mean good. It's just like awe-inspiring.
Right.
And it is literally like whoa, awe. But modern day, amazing means great. So it just sounds like Hitler's great.
Yeah.
But no.
All right, Evan. Oh, and lastly, he had the shop interview.
Oh, it was canceled because he was like too racist. Leak it.
It wasn't. He probably wasn't being racist. He just like kept going with like, it's because the Jewish people are after me.
Yeah, and then Chase Bank drops him.
That's so crazy. Like, take your money.
Honestly, it just looks bad for Chase in a way. Not that like you should exactly not see what Kanye's saying, like just ignore it and like, oh, I guess we gotta keep banking with this racist. But just to like ban a bank banning some like a company, a person, it's just so crazy. After he says this and then like the stereotype of Jewish people and banks.
Oh.
You know? It's like, well, is he telling the truth? Not that I think that, but it's just it just paints that picture right there.
Oh God. It's a tangled web we weave, just like Amsterdam, Ivan.
Amsterdam.
What's your Amsterdam? What is your Amsterdam?
Right here.
Ah, you're that beautiful people. Well, we'll be back next week with a movie called Till, right? You want to stick with Till or you want to go Halloween? I think you have more fun with Halloween Ends. Just like the insanity. And it's Halloween.
But Till's pretty scary.
Till is like the scariest movie. It's up to you.
I really don't want to watch either. Like,
I think you need to watch Halloween Ends. Just, you have to be like dumb fun. Go into it like you're listening to.
I'm gonna be so mad while I watch it. I know.
Go with the crowd. A hot and heavy crowd. Sit right in the middle, next to a couple teenagers who are making out.
We'll do Halloween.
Okay, Halloween Ends. I convinced Evan. We'll be back next week with that movie and more here on Peliculas with the Pros. Peace out.
Bye.